smile at each other. I'm really hoping we can use this club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you've shared much together. You could say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, me, that's not true. Oh, need I tell Yuri about the time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house afire? Her face turns pink, and she rushes in to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could just be good friends. After all, you're both in literature. Oh, I can't see. You're both in the literature club now. Yeah, haha. Looking forward to it. Yuri looks hopeful after hearing this, although I can't help but wonder. Given the maturity and intelligence she carries so elegantly, how her passion for reading is much stronger than my own. Will it be as easy as Sayori thinks it is? Still, it's worth a try at least. Yay! Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? It's not much really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal, and it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but... I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Now I've ruined the surprise. So stupid. What is happening? I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through the effort to get me something makes me feel really welcomed. No matter what, I'm sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course, thanks for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyway, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... Oh my god. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I might possibly like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, but I'm abruptly cut off by Natsuki. This game is so stupid sometimes, I'm sorry. You didn't want him to feel left out? What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to say that he doesn't like my books or something? Because that's not true, he freaking loves manga, just like me, right Beckett? It looks like another Yuri Natsuki argument is cropping up again. I glanced over at Yuri to find a variety of emotions running over her face. She seemed conflicted between standing up for herself and backing down to keep the peace. After a beat, she opens her mouth to speak, her resolve strengthened. Natsuki, that's not what... Oh, sorry, wrong voice. Natsuki, that's not what I meant to say at all. I was simply referring to the fact that Beckett may not have much of a literature collection himself, given that he said he's not a reader. Giving him a book in a totally different genre would benefit him in broadening his knowledge of the literary world. Yuri suddenly appears to notice that all eyes are on her. I apologize if I worded it that harshly. No, you're fine, Yuri. While I definitely do love manga, I think that it'd do me well to read different things too once in a while. Seeming a sense that she can't win the argument, Natsuki almost visibly backs down. Her outspoken nature does really make up for her physically small stature. Whatever. Now, Natsuki. Guys, just stop fighting. Everyone has their own super good taste in literature, so we shouldn't keep arguing over it. I'm sure that I'll enjoy everyone's recommendations equally as much. After all, you guys are all smart and definitely more experienced in literature than me. I'm just gonna say that I wasn't trying to attack you or whatever. It's just that there are a lot of people who judge manga without even trying to read it themselves. So yeah, I guess that's the closest we'll get to an apology from Natsuki. And with that, the tension in the room slowly dissipates. Feels as though everyone in the room was holding in their breath until now. Yuri quietly hands me the copy of the book she's holding. Well, thanks, Yuri. You're welcome. You should read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. After a brief pause, girls move on to do their own things. Man, I seem to be the airbringer of awkwardness when it comes to Natsuki and Yuri. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. Like the poetry thing, I've already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. But it seems that we have some downtime before then. Ah well, looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What's the others doing right now? Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Probably discussing club matters, given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. A few huffs of annoyance sound from her direction every once in a while. Ugh! I hear a sigh from the closet, presumably Natsuki. Sounds like she's annoyed by something. I approach her, curious. Hey, something wrong? Freaking Monica. She moved my stuff again. I spent all the time organizing my collection, and she comes in and ruins it. As she complains, Natsuki carefully slides boxes and stacks books across the shelves. Once they're in the orderly fashion, she turns around to face me. Do you have my manga? Oh yeah, here, let me get it. I quickly retrieve the book Natsuki lent me yesterday and hand it to her. She examines the cover and the pages looking for any sort of damage. After finding nothing, she slides the novel into its rightful place in one of the boxes. Told you I take care of my manga. Yeah, don't let it get to your head. You still only need to pass the quiz before we can start the next one. You were serious? What, you thought I was joking? Here at the Literature Club, we take reading very seriously. Now sit down and get ready. Alright. I sit down at a desk while Natsuki sits parallel from me. Alright, first question. Well, which girl ends up falling down the stairs in Chapter 7? I didn't really get that far. The expression that comes from Natsuki's face honestly scares me a little. What? How did you not finish? The first following me is like the shortest one out of all of them. I'm sorry. I was working on my poem for most of the night, so I didn't have time to read it. Natsuki's expression changes from that of anger to disbelief. Your poem? Yeah, I put some effort into it. Natsuki eyeballs me suspiciously before sighing. Ugh, fine, I guess we can read it here. But your poem better be really good. Yeah. I have little experience with writing in general, much less poems, so I fear that Natsuki will only get angrier with me once she sees my lackluster writing abilities. That's a problem we'll deal with later. Right now, I have to finish Volume 1 of Perfect Girls. Natsuki heads to the closet to retrieve the novel once again. Comes back, manga in hand, and points to the floor. We're gonna sit there. What? Why? It's a lot easier than trying to read in chairs. That doesn't really make any sense. Just do it, okay? No need to argue over every little thing. I wasn't arguing. I stopped myself short when I realized I'm probably just getting Natsuki's nerves. If possible, I'd like to try and avoid making her angry. I mean, alright. I sit down next to Natsuki while she hands me the novel. Hands me two of the novel, hands two of me the novel, I don't know. I flip open to the part where I left off, but Natsuki speaks up before I can begin. You only got that far? Well, I may have watched some anime last night too. Cringe. Natsuki furrows her eyebrows at me. I quickly start reading as to avoid another scolding. Do you think he sees all these characters as like the character that we're playing as? Do you think he actually sees these characters how they are, like, in the game? Or is this whole world around him just imaginary because he likes to think that everything's, like, all anime-esque? What do you think? Maybe this is all just in his head. Well, he's just making this all up to himself as he slowly goes crazy. And Monica is just his inner demon telling... Okay, I'm saying stop. I quickly start reading to avoid another scolding. Still. Does this have, like, an overarching plot of some sort? Of course it does, dummy. What do you think, I don't have good taste? I have standards, you know. Hey, I never said I didn't think you had good taste. It's just... nothing's really happened yet. It's one of those offside stories. It's just a one offside story so far. Well, that's just to help you get to know the characters. In the chapter where at the shopping mall, it gives you a better view of each of the girls like and don't like it. There's an overarching plot, but the first volume was more like an introduction to the characters. I've read the entire series, so I do know what happens. Alright then, guess. Alright. Guess I'll take your word on it. You sure do like this series, don't you? Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I can see why. It does have a lot of bacon. It does, yeah. Coincidence? Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't start just baking just because there's manga. Don't worry. Don't worry. I believe you. Not. Well, I guess that at least explains Natsuki's interest in baking. He's really good at it, though. Not like it's a bad thing. I continue reading for a while before I reach the end of the novel. As I close the book, Natsuki snatches it from my hands and heads for the closet. Places the novel in its rightful spot, it digs around for the second volume. So, did you enjoy it? Yeah, I did actually. A bit slow right now, but if what you say is true, you'll start getting good in the second volume. Speaking of which, Natsuki proudly holds up the second volume. Let's get started! Wait, alright. Okay, everyone. It's time to share poems. If that isn't good timing, I don't know what it is. Ugh, seriously. We were just about to start the second one. Well, you can always read it tomorrow, can't you? Fine. Doki, defeated, puts her manga back in the closet and retrieves her poem. I grabbed mine from my bag as well. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. I've got it right here in my bag. I rifled through some stray papers to pull out the page that I wrote my poem on. While I can't help but feel a little nervous, I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki, I don't know if she'd be unbelievably harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Anyway, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. Figure that it'd only be fair to repay their warm welcome by showing effort in club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a neat, black composition notebook. I already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. It's going to put us all to shame. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Oh, that's new. Whom should I show my poem to first? Of whom should I show my work of art to first? And I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. Probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Earth to Natsuki. What? Hey, don't make it seem like I'm spacing out. Just okay. Let's start with what I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads the poem again. Actually, never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. And what's the point of sharing at all? No literature clubs like share constructive criticism or something? No, it's just Natsuki fails to come up with a follow-up. Back with follow-up. She's obviously uncomfortable about something. But from what I've seen, it's certainly not giving out criticism. Hey, this is my first time sharing my poems too. It's been uncomforting for all of us, yeah, but we should still try and help each other. Not that. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if your poem was really bad. A lot more comfortable if your poem was really bad. Be like, not that bad, but here's what a work of a real poet looks like. But, no. I understand what she means now. She's uncomfortable because she liked my poem and doesn't know how to compliment me. I get what you mean. Natsuki looks relieved at my statement. Can I see your poem now? Ugh. Fine. Only because Monica is going to make me either way. They made a new poem for the game, too. That's pretty cool. Some folks are winners, some only lose. Some are go-getters, some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and we give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? Yeah, they did a good job at getting down the style of the poem. Told you you'd hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple, but still pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague. They barely changed the dialogue for this part, come on. It has to be all, in the original, said all serious and stuff. right? Oh my gosh, dude. But they really don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I noticed that. Made the last couplet seem more powerful. Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Oh, good job then. Hey, I didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Let's go with, Iori. Wow, Beckett. This is so good. Seriously, this is your first poem? Huh? Not that good, jeez. Seriously, it is. I love it. I know you're such a good poet. Sorry, you're overreacting a bit. It's really nothing special. Trust me, it is. How did you write it? Huh? What do you mean? Like, what did you think of while you wrote this? This guy sounded a bit weird, but I thought of you. Gives me a brief look of disbelief, a faint blush on her cheeks. Me? Yeah, hey, it's not like any weird way or anything. I thought of words that reminded me of you, and I went along with that. It felt kind of natural to me that way, I guess. Well, if it works, it works. Looks like this club really is the best place for you. I'm glad you like this, Sayori. Good to know I'm not totally in over my head, haha. Looks at me for a moment, not saying anything. There's a few moments in odd silence. Earth to Sayori. Jump slightly. Sorry. I'm just not used to seeing you around again, that's all. Having in the club writing poem. It's lovely though. It just takes a little getting used. Yeah, that's understandable. I'm a bit surprised myself, to be honest. I'm enjoying it here so far. That's good to hear. Do you want to read my poem next? I'm not very good, though. Only one way to find out. Oh, yeah, this is the same poem as the last time, right? Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. Eyes blue. The secret? I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Well, what do you think? I hesitate as I answer. Not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced with poetry, especially feedback. Really, you. What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. You feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect. This is my first time reading your poetry. The way this was written, I don't know, feels really wholesome. Eerie. Like you are. I also really like the last line. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating when I wrote. Larry stopped speaking immediately, as if she'd accidentally let something slip. Also, you wrote the poem this morning? No. Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Well, at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast. Well, I suppose if that sounds silly, but it works, then it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. Anyway, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Oh, I'll hold you to that. Yuri stares at my poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Is everything okay? Goodness. I know what I want to say. To find the right words. I understand. Take your time. Okay. I think I know what I want to say. Do you have any prior writing experience? I don't. To be honest, not really. Is it that obvious? I don't mean to be rude, but I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Oh, no! Did I just read? Oh, I'm so sorry. but noticed several minutes. I could notice that it's been several minutes. God damn it. We really haven't gotten anywhere. He seems to be incredibly introverted. It must take her a long time to warm up to new people. Don't worry about it. We all start somewhere, right? What were you saying? Right, I've just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay. But if this is the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, it'll show in your piece. Like Yuri's a totally different person once she gets going. Sounds incredibly confident, stands tall, speaking clearly. Again, it's not your fault. I think that once you've studied poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. Sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? New poem, okay. Humble. Oops, I opened up Chrome. Wait a second. Hail falls down the discarded dust of overused emotions, bragging about blankets made of want. Blender string pieces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. It's so heavy, ever so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. Please don't come look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. I'm sorry if my rating's a bit ineligible. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seems like it took you a while to read it. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. Really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Oh, I'm glad you think so. Made your poem stand out even more as well. As if your handwriting fits your word choice, or vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since this is the first time we're sharing, I thought it would be easier to share. That makes sense. Do you mind telling me what it's about, though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something confusing. It's not that. I just want to be sure I'm reading it properly. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious. Part of what makes poetry magical, how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. Along the surface it might seem a bit out there. If you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a much deeper meaning hidden among the lines, compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost in the past. It's a plaintive longing that comes with it. That's pretty impressive when you put it that way. Oh, I didn't want to go that far. But thanks for the compliment. Hopefully during your time here, your understanding of poetry will grow, and these things will come to you naturally. I'll do my best. Thanks for sharing with me, Yuri. Of course. Whom should I show my poem to next? Hi, Beckett. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. Probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Haha, well, a broken record isn't so bad when I play something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. My duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. Doubt that I'll ever have to have anything to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions for the club as well. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. He says that, but it's gonna be a bit intimidating to try and criticize Monica of all people. I really don't think there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. I know the girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. And Suki definitely would. And that's out of the way. Wow, I'm streaming, hello! Thank you, what? What? this not ripe enough? Okay. Thanks. Now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? Shouldn't be thinking like that. I was just joking. Kinda. Alright, back in. I get that's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, though. I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing that you get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. And my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. A nice poem, Beckett. Huh? You think? But I have to say that it's a lot cuter than something I would have expected out of you. Eh. Is it that bad? No, of course not. Something that I definitely would have thought Natsuki would write, for instance. He's a good writer, so you should take that as a compliment. Yeah. I don't know, I guess I was in a cutesy sort of mood or something. Ah, so you have a cute side as well. More like... That's not what I was trying to say. I meant that I was kind of thinking about more cherry stuff. Something. I get it. But still. Have you ever read anything by Shel Silverstein? Sounds familiar. Maybe when I was a kid. I used to take me to the library when I was little, so. Well, he wrote a lot for children, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Parents who were using simple words and conversation tones to tell us all sorts of stories. Poems are of varieties of different lengths, cover a range of different emotions. Be funny, endearing, sad. Even though most people think of him as a children's author and poet, many of his works express universal views of the world. And he actually wrote some black comedy as well. So you could say that he's pretty good at subverting expectations. Natsuki kinda like that then? Yeah, that. Not quite the Renaissance man that Silverstein is. We probably won't find much filler in her poems. They may seem easy enough to read through on the surface, but they can pack a lot of meaning in very few words. See, definitely a type of poem that's fun to explore. Huh? I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of things before I settle on my own style. It'll take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway. When you talk to everyone about it, naturally they'll be a bit biased towards their own kind of styles. After all, I know I am. Don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. Try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for any help anytime though. Try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. I'm pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Not because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Always on duty as club president, huh? Let's get to reading then. The box. I see, but I don't believe. Lone fingerprint glistening in gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? Pound of the glass. My prison. Why? Why me? You know, that's a little not subtle. My prison. Pain throws me back to understanding, pouring down like heavy rain. Oh, a farce. Hearts on display. My life's but a script, just playing away. Oh my god, this is so not vague at all. My heart's on display, my life's best script just playing away. The world out there seems so bright. It was so free, so many choices, so many potential. They could have had a chance. I realize now there was never a chance. I was stuck in this box. And they, on the other side, chose for me. Interesting. As you can see from this peach, how interesting it is. What do you think? I don't know quite how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading a poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. I can understand that. Try to articulate however you want. You use metaphors outside of poetry, you know. Well, when you put it like that, I don't know, I'd say that your poem is kind of abstract? Very vague, at least. Not vague! At all! No, that is not vague! That is not vague! No! Not vague! Not vague. No, 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 no. I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Oh, really? I do like my metaphors, hehe. Definitely not metaphor. Stop lying. Well, you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. I'm pretty well covered in English class, so well, at least. What? My game just crashed? No. It didn't save! No, God. I can skip through at least, I think. Oh. Dang it! Skip. Go back. Fine, guys, we'll just skip through. We showed it to Natsuki first. Showed it to Sayori. We showed it to Yuri. And Monica. Do you like my okay, this is where we were. I do like my metaphors. Well, you'd probably be hard pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Save it. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English class, at least. Ability to convey emotions and concepts through words. Describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. That's not really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in your poem. I guess it kind of opens up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly, it's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in the work of art. What was your original intent then? I think it'd be more fun if you try to figure out yourself. more curious now. Maybe I'll tell you one day. For now, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. The best thing to do is just force yourself up to get something down the paper and then tidy it up for later. The right thing about it is this. If you're planning this thing for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Move your hand and write whatever is in your heart. Right, you're writing into it. Earlier said than done. Easier said than done. Because she's saying, I get what she's trying to say though. Better to be looked back and down on someone's, Better look back on your work with fresh eyes after you gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. As you can see from the glancing. It was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. All the girls, at least. The rest of the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I watch, Natsuki reads through Yuri's poem. Her eyes skip over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know. Huh. Hard for me to understand, at least. I just want to make sure that you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Oh, thanks. Oh, I believe you'd enjoy it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyway, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is... Cute? Didn't you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looks shocked. Regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudices, despite whatever common ground they have. How can it be cute? You're standing there thinking that I haven't read your poem, when it's really you who hasn't read my poem. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant language, I guess. Maybe you should look deeper into my poem, because I use that type of language on purpose. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be better suited to more complex fiction. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with... Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It makes you look super pretentious. If you write with a thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alter and alienate everyone. Using all these big words to make up for lack of depth. Poetry isn't all about impressing people. So you can just stop. Holy crap. They're wide-eyed and Monika and Sayori, who've now also fallen silent. They stare back at me. I'm not sure what to do. I'm guessing that they don't really usually have many arguments in this club. Low tensions between Natsuki and Yuri always seem kind of high. So death? Yeah, that's right. But I can give some suggestions now. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that I'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Huh? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. You ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually given me the courage to speak up. Is this why you're angry all the time? Guys, we shouldn't. This doesn't involve you. Yuri, please don't rob me of my moment. Well, this is your moment to shine or something? Strange thing to take pride in, don't you think? No. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. Well, I still have the strength to. Yuri... Natsuki, have you ever realized how selfish you are? Suddenly, Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in this room. What? Everything always needs to go your way. Always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regard for the consequences. It's never your fault, is it? You don't know me. No, you don't know me either. Yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact that you don't think that your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just shows how narrow-minded you truly are. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't revolve around you and your manga. But tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, and Beckett. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Beckett when he first joined us? Doesn't mean hostile, we haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry for not keeping on my toes. That's how we talk to everyone, not just to Beckett. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater to how you think I should be? Beckett has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as she didn't hear that outburst. You really expect a new member to be able to speak up so easily? And then everyone is as unafraid of being a brutish cretin as you. What? The rest of us were so excited to have a new member. Did that thought ever cross your mind? No, you just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared them off. That might have been what you wanted, but what about the rest of us? I just explained myself for God's sake. But as per usual, you aren't listening. You know, for someone who's been ranting on about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Ouch, Brqss girls have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sayori didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monika's too responsible, and Sayori's too kind. Why don't we ask Beckett then, as the more unbiased speaker? Fine! Beckett, who's right? Me or Yuri? Did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide on this, at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk to her about their poetry? Start the argument after all. It's not like I'm a good judge of brain quality, given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it'd be fair for me to take either side either since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club's leaders? So I think that, of course, that's going to be... sorry. Maybe not put on the spot like this, but both Yuri and Natsuki are looking at me. All their hostility aimed at me. I feel like I'm the target for the anger in their eyes. Guys, I gulp nervously as a bead of sweat trickles down my neck. I am not really the best judge for this. After all, I'm new, so I'm painfully aware of how weak my voice sounds. Neither girl looks impressed. Wow, real help you are. Natsuki. Let me guess. Blah, blah, blah. You're being so rude. You're broken record, Yuri. Shut up. Ah, so you're finally realizing how insolent you are. You got there in the end. Well done. You are such a... Stop! We're all stunned into silence. I never heard Sayori angry before, and even Natsuki looks taken aback. Immediately, the anger at Sayori's face replaced by a flood of tears, the anger giving way to sadness. Guys, enough of this. Please. Tearing apart this club. Please don't do this. I love this place so much, and you guys are both my... I hate it when people fight. It's horrible. This place means so much to me. I know it means a lot to you guys as well. Please, can we stop arguing over whose style is better? Doesn't even matter. You're both unique. That's what counts. Yuri and Natsuki are both looking incredibly ashamed of themselves. I guess neither of them expected that their argument would hurt Sayori so much. That one raging fireman snuffed out. The place was smoldering embers. I really like your simple style, Natsuki. It's a poem that springs to life. I know the others do as well. I not in earnest, putting a small silent smile on Natsuki's face. Yuri? Amazing how complex and deep your poems are. They're really in depth. There's no need to argue over which style is better. You can't really compare them anyway. Depends on what mood you're in. You're right, guys. Sometimes you're just in the mood for something simple. Sometimes you might want something a little more complex. Like music or movies. People like a variety of things. They say that comedy as a genre is better than action, can you? Both types appeal to different things. You wouldn't watch an action movie for the laughs, would you? I took over to Sayori and gave her a reassuring smile. She returns with a water towel around, wiping her tears away. Sad at Beckett. turns to face Yuri and Natsuki once more. Now, you both have said some stuff that was pretty mean. I know neither of you meant it. Neither of you are narrow-minded, although it would be nice if you could like each other's stuff a bit more. Could you try doing that a little? Please, for me, for the club? I can't help but laugh as she puts on puppy dog eyes. I don't think she realizes it's the right time to use them. Sure, whatever, I'll try. She takes a deep breath, finally lifting her eyes off the floor. You're right, Sayori. Also make more of an effort. And Natsuki? What? Natsuki still looks quite defiant, as though expecting another insult from Yuri. I apologize for what I said. Your style has its own merits. She blinked, as though slapped in the face. Trevor wasn't accepting an apology. Meh. Fine, don't worry about it. Your style is... She diverts her eyes downwards a bit more. I guess what I'm trying to say is you write poetry pretty well. I shouldn't have said that stuff. Either. Awkward silence. That's much better, guys. Thanks for putting your differences aside. We all really appreciate it. I'll go and make some tea. There's nothing. Natsuki wanders over the closet. That's over Monica. She hasn't said a word throughout the whole argument, which surprises me. I should have been the one who said all of that. Why didn't you then? I went to the words leave my mouth. They sounded more accusatory than I would have liked. I'm the leader and I run this club, but not the greatest with people. Fine, if she isn't great with people, how can she run a club? I caught the confusion on my face as he hastened to explain. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm fine with people, it's just their drama that I can't really deal with. That's why you have Sayori, right? Hmm? She's an excellent vice president, able to deal with conflict much better than I can. Pretty embarrassing, at least for me. That should have been my duty to deal with, not hers. I don't blame you, seriously. It's pretty tough to get involved. I could barely speak up. Ugh. True. That's exactly the sort of thing that a president should be able to deal with. Ah, come on, Monica. Don't see it like that. You and Sayori just have different strengths, that's all. I thought of her as a little ditzy sometimes, but she definitely has a knack for some social situations. Definitely. I'm very grateful to have her as my vice president. Both of you do a really good job running this place. I know that's a bit of an early assessment. First impressions and all. She smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. You're too kind, Beckett. I'm glad Sayori brought you along to the club. I really do hope you stick around. Don't worry, I will. Monica seems like such a genuine person, and she's a great president, regardless of what she might think. Hopefully I'll probably be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay, everyone. It's about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoided mentioning the argument that just occurred. It was a lot of fun. Some moments were worth it. It's alright, well, mostly. Beckett, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems like I do like expressing myself through poetry. A lot more than I initially thought. Everyone looks intently at me, like they're smiling at me. It's really cool getting to see everyone with different writing styles. That's awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Hopefully you learn something from us too. Your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. Thinking myself a bit as I begin to pack up. I managed to learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure! Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. We leave the club room, Sayori turns back to wave at the girls. I do the same. Natsuki smiles and quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and then nods. And then, as expected from the school idol, Monica gives a friendly grin and waves back. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki, I remember... Oops. What did he say? No, between Yuri and Natsuki, remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but are all their arguments normally this bad? I felt a little guilty as I asked her, knowing she doesn't like talking about conflict. There's a slight dip in the cheering of several voices, she replies. No, not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them or anything, do you? Not at all. Well, It's normal for people to argue, I guess. I'm just curious after all. You know them better than I do. Sorry, lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Beckett, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's really fun hanging out again. I don't really know when we started drifting or why. Is there just life coming between us? No, it's looking a little reflective. So I'm glad you let me join your club. Not going to lie. At first I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. He giggles and I frown. Did I say something funny? You got that one from that Doki, didn't you? What? Alright, she did say that yesterday. Sayori may be a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I wonder what it's really like inside of her head. Alright, you haven't changed at all, Beckett. Always know how to make me laugh. I blush slightly. I'm blushing noise. I've never really known how to react to the compliment, especially when it comes to people of the opposite sex. I'm glad I'm still able to do that, huh? I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends by joining the club. We really are a nice bunch, I'm not surprised. Yeah, pretty warm welcome. Nods contently. Well, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monica found all of them. These 2 days, I feel like I made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki, actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit. Of course, reuniting with an old friend. Never would have guessed this would all come from joining the club. But hey, I'm not complaining. I should hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this. How'd this little animation go, huh? Seems like a good place to end the episode. So, I will see you guys in the next stream. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this second part. It will be up on the YouTube channel 2 days from now. So go check that out, youtube.com/kertig. I think this the mod is pretty modest so far. Nothing much has happened except for a couple of word changes. There's new characters, obviously. It seems interesting. I guess we'll see how it goes, though. Bye, everyone.